I can hear it now. Your Thanksgiving table is just begging for some creamy, cheesy au gratin potatoes. So let's make some. Hey, I am Heather and welcome to my home kitchen. This is where I cook for my family, for my blog, and where my goal is to help you feel super duper confident cooking for your friends and family in your kitchen. Today we are making a bubbly potato au gratin with russet potatoes, fennel, onion, Swiss cheese, Gruyere, and some California ripe black olives. I've teamed up with my friends over at California Ripe Black Olives once again to bring you this crazy delicious Thanksgiving recipe. I love black olives. I love putting them on my fingers and eating them off. I love adding them to recipes. They just add so much flavor and so much texture. So let's start by getting our veggies prepped. We're gonna start with 2 big russet potatoes. First, we're going to peel them, and then we're going to slice them. And I'm using a mandoline. It looks something like this, and it's a slicer. So you run the vegetables down it and it slices it thinly and uniformly and makes super quick work of slicing anything, especially in a dish like this where you need to slice multiple things. Next up is our fennel. If you haven't used fennel before, it is a bulb vegetable, and it kind of looks like celery, kind of looks like an onion, but we're going to use this bottom bulb portion. The flavor of fennel, raw, it has a really nice anise or like licorice flavor, but when it's cooked, it gets really mild and becomes kind of sweet and adds a little bit of richness, a little bit of freshness to the potatoes in the au gratin, and we'll add that little bit of, like, what is that flavor? Now with all of our vegetables prepped, we're gonna go ahead and start putting this together. I'm gonna take a little splash of olive oil in a pan and a pat of butter, and we're gonna saute the fennel and the onion until it's really soft. So this takes about 15 minutes. You really don't want a lot of color on those, so you don't really want to caramelize them, but you do want them to be nice and tender. With our onion and our fennel getting soft on the stove, I'm gonna go ahead and start assembling the potatoes. I'm gonna put the sliced potatoes in a bowl and combine it with our grated cheese. Today we are using Jarlsberg and Gruyere. Jarlsberg is a very mild Swiss cheese, whereas Gruyere is a sharper, harder Swiss cheese. And so together they work really, really well together. This one is creamy, this one is a little bit nuttier, and they just create an awesome cheesiness to this au gratin. Now the crowning ingredient of this whole dish are some sliced California ripe black olives. Mix those in there. As soon as the fennel and the onion are nice and tender, you can go ahead and stir that into the potato mixture as well. Now once our fennel and our onions are mixed into our potatoes, we can go ahead and transfer that into our baking dish. Today I am using a deep dish pie plate. You can use an 8x8 pan. If you want to double the recipe, use a 9x13. And get those potatoes in there with the sauce, kind of push the potatoes down so that they're mostly submerged in the cream. And then we're going to top this with some more cheese. So I reserved about 1/4 cup of the grated cheese from the potato mixture, and I'm going to mix that with 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. And then this is gonna just get sprinkled over the top of the potatoes and just give that extra cheesy, gooey layer on top that is gonna brown and be bubbly and just delicious. Put it in the oven for 350. Takes about 45 to 60 minutes, depending on how thickly you sliced the vegetables. To check for doneness, use a sharp knife or a fork and insert it into the very middle of the dish, into the potatoes. If it slides in like butter, you know it's done. If there's any resistance, go ahead and keep it cooking for a little bit longer. And that's it. It is cheesy, it is bubbly, it is golden brown, has tons of flavor from the fennel and from the California ripe black olives. I hope you guys will give this one a try. See you next time.